We got there. Hello and welcome to our live watch along of Borussia Monchengladbach versus FC Cologne and Let's Talk Sport. So we'll be on in just a bit with the game, and of course we're coming back after which was a big win for Borussia Dortmund big win for Freiburg over Dortmund. So I was distracted by the biscuit I'm eating. So, of course, an incredible game. And if you are still recovering from that, let me know your thoughts on that game. It was a breathtaking game. All the goals coming from Freiburg in the second half, all late goals as well. It was absolutely fantastic to watch. Of course, the lineups are in. If you look in the description, you'll see the full lineups, including which players are not available, and of course the coaches as well. Who do you think is going to win this one then? Monchengladbach or FC Cologne? You'd think it would be Monchengladbach, wouldn't you?
Over 140
with the way they are playing at the moment. Just the players are out on the pitch, about to get ready. They've done the handshakes. Well, I say handshakes, they can't do that, but you know, they've done the coin toss. So we just await the kickoff here. Of course, it's at Borussia Park, which is some place to be at when there's a lot of fans in, but sadly, of course, there is no fans at the moment, which we do hope we will see soon. And the game has got underway. So Borussia Monchengladbach attacking from left to right, FC Cologne from right to left. Of course, the Rien derby gets underway at Borussia Park, and it's as you'd expect, Monchengladbach in the all-white kits, their home colours, with FC Cologne in the red kit. And it's in the middle of the park at the moment. Let us know your scoreline predictions in the live chat. Oh, feel free to, of course, talk about anything else that's happened in the world of football today. Of course, defeat for Arsenal, defeat for Dortmund, some giant killings today. Now, if you are wondering, I am a Monchengladbach fan, as you can see on my jacket. When it comes to German football, Monchengladbach is my team. Only because, to be honest with you, it was because of a trip to Germany back in November 2019. It was the last weekend of November 2019. Me and some of my friends, including Seb True, as some of you know, on Let's Talk Sport on the channel, who does watch-alongs as well. We went to Germany. We went to see Monchengladbach on the Sunday after we had seen Hertha Berlin take on Dortmund the day before on a Saturday, and we saw Schalke play on Friday night against Union Berlin. But then we went to see Monchengladbach versus Freiburg on the Sunday, and for some reason we just absolutely loved it. For the fans, it was great. You know, fan experience was awesome. The atmosphere was awesome. The home shirt was awesome at the time. It had this like green smoke kind of pattern printed on the bottom of their shirt. It was absolutely awesome. Anyway, here come Cologne, and I actually got this jacket from there, and here they do. They come through into the box, and he goes for goal. Oh, and he scored. Oh dear, 2 minutes in, and FC Cologne have taken the lead. Not what we were hoping for as a Monchengladbach fan. It's 1-0 to Cologne, and Monchengladbach already a goal down. First real attack of the game as well. It was a simple through ball from the right wing, and then literally an unmarked man up front on his own, up against too much of Gladbach players at the end, and he just found the bottom corner of the net. It's a fantastic finish. And because of that, it's already 1-0. And we're only 2 minutes in here, so at least we've already got a goal. What a game we've got on our hands here. So, Monchengladbach having it all to do now straight away from the kickoff. And here they come now though, Monchengladbach. I won't be surprised if they turned it around. They've done it a few times recently at Borussia Park. Let's not forget the wins over Bayern Munich and Dortmund. Ball into the edge of the box, and Embolo couldn't get it to anyone at the end, and it's now with Zakaria, his teammate, and they play it back to their own half for now for Monchengladbach. Of course, if you are a fan of either of these teams, give them a shout on the live chat page. Don't forget to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport if you haven't already. And of course, there's other games going on. There's a match in the Premier League going on at Fulham. Of course, Newcastle United, I think, beat Southampton at the end, which is a fantastic result for Newcastle, and especially the pressure that Steve Bruce is on. They've done well in the last couple of games. Of course, the one thing I always remember from my trip to Monchengladbach was the fantastic goal celebration song that they play, the dup 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 dup. Hopefully we get to sing that at least the once tonight. Of course, for any of you Bayern Munich fans or Dortmund fans, let us know your thoughts of the Bundesliga right now. Of course, for you Dortmund fans, you must be very disappointed with that result today. Bad result for Dortmund, and that's probably definitely put them out of the title race if they were at all still in it. And Sisan Jokic, is it? 2-1, is that what you're going to go for, Sisan? A 2-1 win for Monchengladbach? Let's hope so, as a Monchengladbach fan myself. That would be great to see. As I mentioned before, they turned it around against Bayern Munich. when they were 2-0 down against them. They won 3-2 at the end in that Friday night game a few weeks ago. Anyway, here come Cologne again, looking for that second goal, and it's offside. Just a through ball at the end, and they're showing the goal again. A through ball into the edge of the box. Low foot finish. Oh, it actually took a deflection off one of the Monchengladbach defenders at the end. But straight away, one chance, one goal for Cologne. And Marco Rose, the Monchengladbach manager, was just watching on and just nodding his head, appreciating the goal. And Monchengladbach had a chance, and Embolo, with a volleyed effort, it goes miles over the crossbar at the end from within the box. First, probably you could say, first real chance for Monchengladbach, their first off-target chance. And there'll be a goal kick for Cologne. Let's look at the table then, because FC Cologne are 14th, so they're just outside the relegation areas, which they are by, what was it, 21 points they're on. Only by 4, so any win will do for them tonight. While Monchengladbach, it'll be a huge win for them because of Dortmund losing, and just before Frankfurt play tomorrow, they will of course be back up to 5th, Monchengladbach, which they had a slow start in this Bundesliga season, but they've picked themselves up, and in the typical fashion of Marco Rose, they're absolutely nailing it again with his team. He's been such a good manager at Monchengladbach, and I'll be honest, I think Dortmund should pick him up as a manager, because Dortmund have done it in the past where they've picked up Monchengladbach managers. Anyway, here comes a ball in from Wendt, and it's across again from the opposite side, this time for Borussia. And here they come now, Cologne, as they intercept and they enter Borussia Monchengladbach's half. It's with Duda, not to be confused with Dida, the former Brazilian goalkeeper and AC Milan goalkeeper. After all that, Monchengladbach have a throw-in. Sissin Jokic, if you are watching and you haven't yet, do give Let's Talk Sport a subscribe. That'd be really appreciated. 335 subscribers at the moment. We'd love to get to 340 if possible. Maybe we could try and do that before the end of this stream, when the game is finished in about an hour or so. At the moment, Monchengladbach have got it with their goalkeeper of Sommer. Sommer, an experienced goalkeeper, Swiss. He's one of those where I've always would like to see him in the Premier League, but you never hear of any Premier League clubs looking at a Monchengladbach player. I like him. He's probably too small for the Premier League, but who knows? He'll probably never get the chance, but you never know. Let us know your thoughts, what your predictions. Like Jokic, he said 2-1 to Monchengladbach, despite the fact that they're 1-0 down already. It's going to be a throw-in for Cologne, just deep in their own half. Not much effort yet, really, from Monchengladbach. Early days, though, as you can see on the timer. It's only been 11 minutes, but still 1-0 down. So here come Cologne again. It's with Sistik. Now with Duda. Of course, the Saturday night game at Butcher Park could be absolutely pumping with the fans if they were allowed in, especially from their mascot. He's a good laugh. Well, it's with the Cologne goalkeeper at the moment. They've been pressured to play back to the back again. It's going to be a throw for Monchengladbach. Sorry about that, just thought I'd check that the audio is all good. Hello, says Hamada. Hello there, hope you're well. I think, if I can remember, you were on the live chat yesterday for our game of Bayern Munich versus Hertha Berlin. Hope you were well. Did you see the Dortmund game today? The 2-1 down, they lost to Freiburg, which of course is a real problem as well if Monchengladbach could turn this game around and get the 3 points. So far though, the possession's 50-50, and of course Cologne have only had that one shot on target, being the goal in the 2nd minute, and off target just the one for Monchengladbach. Early days though, just quarter of an hour gone nearly. Hamada is from Egypt. Who's your team? Who do you support? Egypt, I remember, got to the World Cup, didn't they, in 2018? Mo Salah didn't get to play straight away, though, if I can remember, because he had his dislocated shoulder problem from the Champions League final. Here's Monchengladbach looking for that equaliser. Oh, and they found it! And it's 1-1. That didn't take them long. Quarter of an hour in, literally, and Monchengladbach have got themselves back level with Cologne. And it was a shot that was deflected at the end, and it made the goalkeeper go the wrong way for Cologne, and that's the difference now. It's now 1-1, and it was from the right-hand side. It went across the field. He thought he'd go alone. He saw the line. It took literally a shot that didn't look very powerful at all. Hit one of the Cologne defenders, and it went in the opposite direction of the goalkeeper. And it's 1-1. Already 2 goals in quarter of an hour of this game. This is fantastic. Better update the scoreline. So, already an interesting game. It's always good to see early goals from both sides. Of course, if you haven't yet, folks, do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport for more of our watch-alongs, especially in the Bundesliga. And as Hamada has just said, he is a supporter of Al Ahly, who play Bayern Munich, I think, on Monday's game. So we'll be doing a watch-along for that. And Hamada, we hope you're going to be there to watch it with us. Of course, the FIFA Club World Cup taking place in Qatar. It was supposed to have happened in December, but of course COVID hit and it changed all of that. So, 1-1. And it was Neuhaus who scored for Monchengladbach. That's the confirmation on the 16th minute. And Elvis Rexebek, who scored the opener for Cologne. He is their top goal scorer this season, so he adds another one to his tally for this season. Bayern will win by 8. Really? Wow. We've got some goals ahead of us then, if you're right, come Monday. I hope it's not that one-sided. I'd love to see a bit of... I mean, the problem is with the Club World Cup is, I like the idea of the competition, but it's always the team from Europe that win. The majority of the time it is a European club that wins it, instead of, you know, an African team or a South American team. So Monchengladbach on the attack since that equaliser. It's with Zakaria, and the cross comes in straight to the hands of Horn, and he is the captain for Cologne. There's still a few goalkeeper captains out there, especially in Germany. Of course, we have Manuel Neuer, who I think, if not him, it'd be Thomas Muller, I reckon, especially the influence he has. Oh, oh, sorry. Bayern will win 8, and then Hamada's just said Al Ahly 8-2 to Bayern. That's because you want to say, I know what it is you're going to say, you'd hate to be a Bayern Munich fan, or something like that, I guess. And he's also said, we have a player in Al Ahly named Maron Randowski. I love it. I love it. Imagine if he scored and Lewandowski doesn't come Monday night. That would be brilliant. Well, at the moment it looks as though, is there a free kick here? I'm not sure. No, it's a corner for Monchengladbach. And here's the corner. It's a header. Goalkeeper had to punch it out from Horn. Cologne will try and go on the attack and break from it, but they don't. It's been intercepted by Wendt. Long deep ball into Cologne's half from Mönchengladbach there, and they've kept it in. Zakaria. It's now with Stindl. And here comes Alves, the goal scorer for Cologne. He puts it through. And it's offside. And Mönchengladbach get themselves a free kick. Ashin Augustine says hello. Hey up, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Ashin, he was with us during the Dortmund watch along. Ashin asking, where's the other guy? Sebastian True from last night. He is currently away. He's got the day off today, so you're with me instead. I hope that's okay. He'll be with us tomorrow, though, I think. He should be. I'm not. I think, yeah, he should be. We are doing a watch along tomorrow of Liverpool versus Man City. I probably won't be there, but I'm hoping Seb will be there for that one. And there's a free kick at the moment, I think, for Mönchengladbach. Or was there a collision of two players yet? Ooh, oh, it looked as though one of the Mönchengladbach players was trying to get the FC Koln player, and then instead he clashed into his own teammate, and because of that the game was paused because I think one of them's injured. Amado said Morandowski player has scored only 60 goals in his lifetime. Only 60! I need to. How old is he? I'll have to. I want to Google him now. He says he will make Al-Ale or Bayern. Who will make Al-Ale or Bayern? I presume you mean us, who are going to do the watch along. I'll be there, and I think actually me and Seb are doing it together for that game. It should be a very good game. Ashin Augustine says, "Where's the other guy?" Oh no, wait, I've already read that. Hamada is saying, "Where are you from?" I'm from England, and I live near. If it helps, I live near Manchester, so of course the home of Man United and Man City. I'm a Man United fan as well, so when it comes to English football, I'm a United fan. But German football, it comes to Mönchengladbach. And Ashton's asking me, which is your favourite league? To be honest, it's quite an easy one to answer. It is the Premier League, but Bundesliga is probably my second favourite. It changes now and again because Premier League's always going to be at the top just because I live in England, and it is no doubt the best league in the world. It's so unpredictable. Always different winners, always different teams getting relegated or coming up. You know, it's always different each year. You can't predict it. But Bundesliga's a close second at the moment. Serie A, when I was growing up, Serie A was a league to watch. It was probably my second favourite, but that's become a bit. It's not the same, is it? It's not. They're not as dangerous in Europe as they used to be at the Italian clubs. Ashton is a Villa fan. Aston Villa, they had a good win today, didn't they, Ashton, over Arsenal? That was a 1-0 win, wasn't it? Again, that's a double over Arsenal this season in the league, because you beat them back in November, if I can remember, which I remember watching that game, and it was really good football from Dean Smith's man. Ashton says, of course, the Premier League is the best in the world, of course. It really is. Hamada saying, I expect that you will get out at the hands of City. Well, United need to win tonight. I'll be watching the game after this one because Man U, we've got to win. Simple as that. It doesn't matter who City are playing this weekend. The way we see it, though, is that what would be the best scenario for United this weekend? Obviously, to beat Everton, just get a win, even if it's a scrappy win, you know, like 1-0 or so. Hopefully not. I hope United do get some goals again, because I've been saying up until that Southampton win earlier this week, which ended 9-0, I kept stressing that United lack goals, and they certainly answered back to me from that Southampton win. I'd like to see some more goals again tonight and just get the 3 points against Everton. And then I don't know what I want in terms of tomorrow. Do I want a Man City draw with Liverpool, or do I want Liverpool to beat Man City? Because Liverpool are in a title race still. Despite the defeats they've had, they're still there. You know, they can definitely have a shot at the title still. They've got the experience, but we'll see. But as long as we beat Everton tonight and then maybe a draw tomorrow, because City just need to not win tomorrow, basically. If Liverpool win, so be it. Man City just don't need to win. They've won every game. They've won, what, 12 games in a row now, which is just such annoying. It's so annoying, but that's what it's all about. You know, you've got to win all the games if you can, and that's what they're doing. I mean, City are no doubt the favourites to win the league. They've got the team to do it. The only thing that's annoying is that Liverpool have got a massive injury list. They don't have a strong defence, and Man City don't have a forward line at the moment, but yet they're still winning games. But Gabriel Jesus has turned up when needed, and so has Gundogan and John Stones in defence. So this is the one season where United should go for the title, because we've got every department filled up. You know, we haven't got any injuries, and it's been a long time since I've said that as a United fan. So this season's the right time to win the league, which no one would have expected at the start of the season, but that's football. Jeff Seven, is it gay? Says gay. Okay. Ashin says it was Watkins that scored. Ollie Watkins, what a player. You know, what an absolute player he has been for Aston Villa since he joined from Brentford. I'm right to think that he was a transfer record as well. Oh, there's been a foul here from one of the, I think it's from the Borussia players, and it's a yellow card. And he's not going to deny it. He went for the ball. Oh, that should have been a red. That should have been a red. Oh, it studs up on a leg straight. Ah. Oh, we got him all right. It's Herrmann as well. It's Herrmann who's got the yellow card. I'm surprised the ref didn't give that as a red. You can see them giving, and he knows he's lucky there. That was very, very lucky. Hamada says, how do you expect the result between Bayern and Al Ahly? Bayern will win. I don't know much about Al Ahly though. I mean, when they were, what do you call it, weren't they? They were they win the Club World Cup last season, weren't they? So they've got experience of being in it, if that is the case. Bayern should win the whole thing, you know, simple. It should be a simple trip, just win 2 games and they've won the Club World Cup. Yeah, I think that is what would go down well for them. I think Bayern will win the whole thing. If they don't, then shame on them, because European clubs always win it. And it won't look good if they ruin that tradition, you could say. If you've just tuned in, do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport if you haven't already. click subscribe below and like the video. Any support is always appreciated. We always remind that, because especially with the likes of Hamada and Ashin in the chat page now, it's you guys that keep this channel going, and we always appreciate it. Ashin says, you will bring Salah for loan, right? I was there yesterday. I mean, Mo Salah's a great player. Al Ahly would actually probably win the game if they had Mo Salah in the team. Maybe they should have him on loan, you know. Just go up to Liverpool and say, look, I know you're struggling, but can we have Mo Salah for 1 week? But also, you can't say no to going to Qatar for nice sunny weather for a week. It's better than being in England in this winter. It's cold, man. It's cold. You'd rather be in the sun. And we're actually expecting snow over the weekend. Well, tonight, I think. So, yeah, I think maybe he does want to go to the desert in Qatar instead. In Cologne there. It's been a bit of a... It's calmed down this game since the 2 goals, but there's only been half an hour played. Monchengladbach will just be happy that they've got themselves back level, because they know that this is a big win if they can get that win. Yulol Amri says 6-1 full time. Is that the you on about this game, or is that your prediction for this game? Don't forget as well, folks, to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport if you haven't already. Just click the subscribe button. Ashen says, high temperature here. Where are you based, Ashen? Which country are you from? Hamada says, we will beat Bayern, and remember, I'll look silly if you win now. I can't see them beating Bayern. We'll see. I don't support Bayern, but I expect them to win. They've been a bit they've been hit and miss though, Bayern, this season. I still think they can win the Champions League, but they've had a lot of games where they haven't been convincing at all, but they still get the win. And I think the only team they were lucky, the only team that beat them when they weren't convincing was Mönchengladbach. Yet they were 2-0 up against Mönchengladbach. So it took Mönchengladbach, you know, to come from 2-0 behind in the second half to win the game. So they're just not easy buying. They've got so many goals in them. There's so many good players up front. Ashton's from India. Are you a cricket fan, Ashton? Of course, it's India versus England in the Test cricket at the moment, and it's looking good for England. And here come Mönchengladbach. They're trying to start the attack with Herrmann, who I think should have been red carded. Thuram, who's of course a player that earlier this season got done for spitting on one of his opponents, which was, I think it was a 6-match ban, I can't remember, but it obviously doesn't look good on his record, which sadly that does happen in football. There are some nasty moments from footballers, which you hope they learn from it. And here come Cologne. Oh, it was a long ball deep into Mönchengladbach's half. I think they couldn't keep it in play, Mönchengladbach, to avoid a throw-in for the visitors. Ashin is from India, as I mentioned. Hamada saying, we'll let Noi retire. Ashin, not a cricket fan, just a football fan it seems. Hamada, Marandowski will score 3 goals past Neuer. And Ashin is watching the Juve match right now as we speak. Of course, plenty of football going on. Yeah, they've definitely controlled the game a bit more now, Monchengladbach. 62% to 38% in possession. 64 attacks against Cologne's 29. Oh, Monchengladbach have got a free kick. Oh, could there be a booking here for one of the Cologne players? The referee hasn't picked his card out yet, so maybe it's just a warning. There's a couple of players from Cologne on the Monchengladbach player. He just kept kicking his ankles. They were never going to get the ball. Free kick is taken. And Cologne will boot it out from their goalkeeper of Horn. So now with Duda in the centre circle. And he goes down and gets a free kick for the visitors. Hamada asking me, do I write in a correct way because I'm weak in the language? Well, it's certainly not weak. It's very strong. I think you can do very well there. Ashton saying, yesterday I just asked Seb to stream into match after Bayern's and he was happy to stream that. Yes, I saw that. That was very good of him. And yeah, he pretty much watched 2 matches in a row in a way. He does. He loves his Italian football, Seb does. I can't believe what I've just read as well, that Newcastle United, even though they won against Southampton, they were down to 9 men. They held on to win the game with 9 men, yet Southampton went down to 9 men and they lost 9-0. That's not, it's such a bad week for Southampton. You just want to forget it, don't you, if you're a Southampton fan? Or if you're the manager. That is funny. Remember to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport if you haven't already. Be sure to click it and give us a like for the video. What is the Juventus score? Because they're playing Roma, aren't they? Or is it Inter Roma? I can't remember. Let's have a look. In the Premier League, it's Fulham 0, West Ham United 0. There's all sorts of injuries going on in this game. We're only 37 minutes in. Monchengladbach have a thrown in the meantime. Was it a late challenge? Let's have a look. Oh, he goes into the back of the Monchengladbach player. It's not like there was any leg contact or anything like that. I think instead the referee's just going to give Monchengladbach the throw in that. Ashen saying, do you think Aston Villa will qualify for next Champions League? I don't think they'll get top 4. No, I can't see it. I think you've already got Liverpool, Man United. No, Man United, Man City definitely. Leicester, with the way it's going, I think Leicester are gonna. There's something about Leicester. I think they could go I think they'll get top 4. They're too consistent, Leicester. They're not good enough to win the league, I don't think. But I think they'll go up. Not go up. They'll get Champions League. I think United, City, and Leicester will do it. Liverpool, as long as they don't slip up too much, they'll get top 4. So I think Villa will get Europa League football. I think that's very possible because Spurs are not playing great. Spurs are playing really bad at the moment, and they're boring to watch. Spurs, you know, under Mourinho, they've not really made much progress. When they had Pochettino, they were getting Champions League football. They're not getting anywhere near it. The only thing that's keeping Mourinho going, I think, is the fact that they've got a League Cup final in April, which is, you know, still a while away. Be interesting to see how Tottenham are doing in the league come League Cup final day in April, because they may need to win that to get Europa League football if the league table does not go well for them. Barmedian says goal. Hope you're well, Barmedian. If you haven't, do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. Let me know who you support in football. Ashton says park the bus. Yeah, that's Mourinho, and I think that's the problem with Mourinho. I don't think he always means to do that, but it looks so obvious when you see it. And I just think Mourinho either needs to adapt or forget managing, because he's just going down a hole which just doesn't look good. You know, maybe the guy should just rest. Don't know. It's a funny one. Goal for Munchen. Yeah, it was Neuhaus who scored for Monchengladbach, their first goal of the night. Neuhaus, who's had an absolute awesome season and a great player for Monchengladbach. He's been there for whenever they've needed him. Medine has said half-time at 2-1 he expects from Mönchengladbach, and if they do, they would have turned it around after being 1-0 down within minutes into the game. Fingers crossed you're right. And if that does become the case, let me get the goal song ready in case they do score, which I'm sure you know it when they play it in the stadium. I've got it ready if they do score. There's 3 minutes remaining. Oh, thank you, Bermudina. If you haven't already, do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. Oh, we're now up to 337 subscribers, so thank you very much, all of you, for subscribing. Let's try and get to 340 before the end of today's game. It's still 1-1 here. There's under 2 minutes left until we reach half time. And I think Mönchengladbach, they have themselves a free kick. It'll be on the right hand side. So Monchengladbach have this free kick, could be their last chance before half time. Goes into the box, only to be headed away from Mia. Now with Duda. He shields the ball really well until Wolf intercepts, and at the end it's a foul on Cologne, so it's going to be a free kick for the visitors, and that might just be the last chance maybe before half time. 30 seconds left till the interval. Short free kick taken from Cologne inside their own half. It's with Zakaria. Oscar Wendt is intercepted. It's back with Zakaria now of Cologne. Ball goes through onto the right wing. There's one in the box for the cross if he could get to him. And there was many butchered bodies there to stop the cross. And there's been 1 minute of added time given from the fourth official. With the Cologne goalkeeper, he's taking his time with the kick. He boots it out to the right hand side. And Monchengladbach have a throw in, and we're just about to approach the 1 minute of added time. And they won't take the throw, and it is half time at Butcher Park. So it's 1-1 after an interesting first half. The goals coming in early. It was Cologne that opened the scoring thanks to Mr. Alves, their top goal scorer. Scored within the 3rd minute, and then Neuhaus on the 16th minute got the response from Monchengladbach, which Monchengladbach have shown in the last few weeks. They can turn it around whenever needed, especially if they're 2-0 down, as they did against Bayern Munich. So 1-1 between Borussia Monchengladbach and FC Cologne at half time. We'll talk more about the match, and then of course talk more about any other football that's going on in just a moment. Meanwhile, I better just add this in that it's half time and put it on the scoreboard. There we go. Anyway, let's read some of your messages. Goal for Monchengladbach. Of course, Boumediene, we didn't get that goal, did we? We didn't get it at 2-1 at half time, but who knows, maybe they can do it in the second half. Maybe if we're patient, it'll happen. Ashton asking me what's my job. I actually work in football, which is for a company called Genius Sports, where we deal with all the reporters that do the data at the grounds. So that's where I am. Am I currently studying? I'm not, Ashton. I finished my studying at uni 4 years ago this year in November, so 2017 I finished. Do you study, Ashton? What do you do? Boumediene has got back and has said Vamos Munchen. Let's go Munchen. I'd imagine that's what it means. And Sprechen C Fuzzball has said, are you using a program for that clock? It's just a simple video that we found, and we're just using that as our clock. Hope that answers the question anyway. There's always a way around these little things to have for your streams. We're at 337 subscribers, so thanks to those who have subscribed. If you haven't, do click the subscribe button. We're hoping to reach 340 by the end of this stream. Ashton has responded and says, I'm currently doing my bachelor's degree in computer science. Fantastic. What year are you in? You in your first year? How long's the course? Anyway, going through the scores, of course it's half-time as well in the Premier League, the only game being at half-5 at Fulham at Craven Cottage. It's now a London derby, you could say. It's Fulham 0, West Ham United 0. And of course, West Ham United are doing very well in the league, aren't they? They're in the top half of the table. And then, of course, you know, they're playing well. And they've got Man United in the cup come Tuesday. So it's a big game coming up between the two. And then, of course, tonight, Man United host Everton at Old Trafford at 8 o'clock UK time. Apparently, Edison Cavani should be fit, despite being substituted in midweek against Southampton after he got caught on the ankles in the first half. Pogba's likely to return after being rested for the Southampton game, but Eric Beyer is a doubt again, which is a problem for United, isn't it, with defensive options, because I honestly think Beyer is their best centre-back. Some people would probably disagree, but I think Beyer is absolutely fantastic. Is there more team news from that? Apparently Pickford has not recovered from a rib injury, so Robin Olsen will be in goal. And Allen is back in training after a thigh injury that has kept him out since mid-December, but this game will come too soon for him. Excuse me, I've sneezed quite a few times today during these streams. Ashen says, I wish I was in Europe, just love football. It is the continent to be at for football, without a doubt. You've got so many competitive leagues, Bundesliga, Serie A, Premier League, maybe Ligue 1 if you really count that. You know, there's plenty of European football, Champions League, Europa League, plenty of football to go around in Europe. Of course, we don't really talk much about South American football or the MLS and all that, which they're okay to watch, I guess, but the time difference is huge, so for us English, most of us can't be bothered to watch it late at night, and instead we'd probably just watch the highlights if we really are interested. Christoph Raidmacher has said Cologne will win tonight. I hope you're wrong. Who knows? It's a good game, isn't it? It's very even. I think 1-1 at half-time is about right. I take it, Christoph, you're a Cologne fan? Let me know. Ashin says, bro, I will sleep late at 3 AM just to watch Premier League, Serie A and La Liga. Now that, my friend, is commitment. And that is good to see. Dedication at its best. Is football big in India, Ashin? There was a film that was made in England nearly 20 years ago about an Indian girl who becomes a female pro footballer. But her parents don't approve it. But then she gets them to actually approve it because it's what she really wants to do, and she's actually very good at it. It's called Bend It Like Beckham. Have you ever heard it or seen it? It's a great film. Great film. Let's go through the results at half-time. Well, no, not at half-time. The results from earlier today in the Bundesliga. So last night in the Friday night game, Hertha Berlin 0, Mönchengladbach. Not Mönchengladbach. Bayern Munich 1, and it was Koeman who scored in the first half to separate the two sides. And that's kept them top. They were 10 points clear coming to today's games, but it was a 3-0 win for Leipzig to make sure the gap went back down to 7. and Schalke pretty much look down and out, don't they, in terms of staying up. I just can't see it happening. It was actually Nordi Mukiele who scored the first goal for Leipzig just before half time. On the 73rd minute, Marcel Sabitzer made it 2-0, and then just 3 minutes before the game was over, Willi Orban making it 3-0. So 3 goals, 3 points for RB Leipzig earlier today. And in the game that we showed you earlier, SC Freiburg 2, Borussia Dortmund 1. Another defeat for Borussia Dortmund, who look awful at the moment. They just didn't have any spark today at all. So don't know what's happened there. They didn't look great today. Freiburg scored 2 early second half goals, and that was it really. The Dortmund got a goal back, but it was proven to be a consolation goal, and because of that, Dortmund now at the moment are having to fight for a place in Europe, let alone trying to go for the title. Title's definitely over for them. Now here's a result at the bottom of the table. Mainz got a win, 1-0 at home against Union Berlin at the Opel Arena. Now that is a massive win for Mainz if they are to stay up this season. I think they could do it. You know, they were 2-0 up at Bayern Munich at the start of the year and nearly could have won the game, but they lost 5-2 at the end. And then they got a draw against Dortmund, and then they beat Leipzig. So you know, the spirit's there with Mainz. And then in the other game, Augsburg losing 2-0 at home to Wolfsburg. So Wolfsburg getting the 2-0 win there, which is vital for them in terms of the top half of the table. So all the teams around Dortmund have won this weekend, and it might be the same with Monchengladbach if they can get 1 or 2 goals in the second half. So who knows what can happen. Tomorrow, there are 2 games tomorrow. Hoffenheim host Frankfurt, which Frankfurt are doing really well in the league at the moment. They're in the top 5, and they'll need to get a win over Hoffenheim. And Arminia Bielefeld are up against Werder Bremen. That's on at 5 o'clock tomorrow as well. So double football tomorrow again, as always in the Bundesliga. Not really the fixtures I'd be too fussed about watching tomorrow, but because of course you just never know what these results can mean for those clubs. Sprechen Sie Fußball. I said that Keira Knightley made her name in that film. She certainly did. She was really good in that film, and she looked very good at playing football. I wonder how much training her and the actors got before they made that film to actually look like they could play football. But who knows? Maybe Keira Knightley has another secret talent, which is being very good at football. Who knows? And Ashen says that Premier League and Serie A is now competitive. La Liga and Bundesliga winners are almost predictable. Yeah. Only one game in the Women's Super League today. Aston Villa 1, Spurs 0, which is a big win for Villa. Because Aston Villa are trying to just fend their way off from the bottom of the league. So we're just waiting for the second half to get underway. They should be back in just a moment or two. FC Cologne players have just come out. They've come out first before their opponents, Monchengladbach. Reacts does react. I'm from Brazil. Hello to Brazil. Hope you're well. What time is it in Brazil? Am I right to think that you're half one, half two, something like that right now? Of course, I remember that mainly because of when Brazil hosted the World Cup. I remember Brazil being behind us in the time zones. England I'm based, in case you're wondering. Reacts does react. Who do you support in football? Tomorrow we do hope to do the Ajax watch along. They kick off at 11:30, so it's an early morning game. And then we hope to do one of the Women's Super League games straight after that. And then the big one in the Premier League, which is Liverpool versus Manchester City at Anfield, where Liverpool need to get a win again just to get themselves back in the title race. Otherwise it could look very, very worrying for Jurgen Klopp and his men. And then I believe our good friend Sebastian True, as some of you know in the live chat page, he will be doing the watch along of Marseille versus Paris Saint-Germain in the evening, which is at 8 o'clock. So potentially there's 4 games that we're going to be doing tomorrow. So it could be a busy day. Ashen says that Gladbach will score from a corner. Whatever it takes just to get that win. And it is raining now at Borussia Park. I don't think it was in the first half, but maybe it's crept in at half time. And I think because of the rain, I think the seats are a bit wet. As in, where the bench players are sat. They've got themselves some nice Monchengladbach towels, nicely branded in black and white. Desley Maria says, does Cologne stand a chance? Well, I'll say this now, Desley, it's a very open game. It's been a bit of end-to-end stuff. I think Cologne have been a little bit quiet since they scored the opening goal, which was only 2-3 minutes into the game. But I honestly think this could be a win for either side. I'd imagine Monchengladbach are the favourites. Of course, I would say that because I am a Monchengladbach supporter. But I think, who knows? I think many are hoping, well, expecting Monchengladbach to turn it around. Desley Maria, are you a Cologne supporter like Christoph, who says in the live chat page as well that Cologne will win tonight? So we're just about to get underway for the second half. Just waiting for both teams to come out. The Monchengladbach team are out already. I thought the Cologne lot were, but it looked as though it was their bench team. So Marco Rose watching from the sidelines in the rain. I don't think he's afraid to get wet. Ashen has said, bro, I know you want Liverpool to win. Oh, I don't know. As long as United win tonight, and as long as Man City don't win, then it's a good weekend for us. It's a good weekend for United if that happens. But we'll see. What do you think? Who's going to win tomorrow? I just can't see it being Liverpool after what happened in the last few games. But you got to win at some point, haven't you? Well, here we go then. Second half has begun. Now here come Monchengladbach. Monchengladbach attacking from right to left in the second half. Cologne from left to right. And if you just tuned in, the home colours are the all-white kit for Monchengladbach. Spursy-esque, you could say. And Cologne in the all-red. And one of the Monchengladbach players is down on the ground, and he's with his goalkeeper of Sommer. Not sure what it is. He's not in pain or anything, but I'm not sure if he can carry on actually. He's pointing to his right knee, so maybe Monchengladbach are going to have to make their first substitution of the game. Ashin says Man City's defence is deadly and Cancelo is dribbling players like something else. It's just that they've turned up at the right time, haven't they? They really have. And I just don't know about... I don't know. City are not going to lose many games this season, and I think that's why they might just win the league. Well, it's not looking good. I think Monchengladbach, yep, they've made the substitution. So that isn't good. And it's Zakaria who's gone off for Kramer. For those who have just tuned in as well, don't forget to click subscribe, give the video a like as well, and I'll send you much love if you can do that, if you haven't already anyway. And don't forget to contribute to the live chat page. Benali Ayman has said a 3-1 score, so that's what Benali expecting. I take it that's for Borussia Monchengladbach. 1-1 at the moment, only 3 minutes into the second half. Monchengladbach have had a lot more possession, only 60-40 against Cologne, but they've had a lot more dangerous attacks of 21 against 10. But the targets are all the same, on target. Both teams have only had one effort on target, which were the goals, and the one off target for both teams as well. Here come Monchengladbach then, after they've just made their first substitution of the game, probably due to injury. It's intercepted. It's on the right wing for the hosts, the all whites. Bensebaini. And Cologne have got the ball back. Cologne not actually having much grip in the game since the half-time break has finished. Here come Monchengladbach with a shot, and it's just miles over the crossbar. It was about 35 yards out. It was from Stindl, the captain. Had a strike with his right boot, and well, if you don't try, you don't know. But Wasn't the best of efforts, really. Cologne's goal kick. Ashin saying, bro, I will share this channel maximum. Much appreciated, Ashin. Really appreciate it. Tell your friends, tell your family about the channel. Especially, we are mainly here for football, for all of your footballing needs. Do let us know, viewers, what you'd like to see on the channel. If there's anything you would want to see in terms of videos or watch-alongs, let us know. We're always open to new content and content ideas. Don't forget to subscribe, click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and get following with Let's Talk Sport on YouTube. Meanwhile, Cologne have the possession, and they're playing from the goalkeeper, so they're playing on the back foot. We'll trip up there on the Monchengladbach play, and it's going to be a free kick. And it's a wasted one, it's kicked straight to the Cologne goalkeeper. I think they tried to be quick with the free kick, but it was no good. Some of the Monchengladbach bench players are warming up at the moment. It's a bit slippery on the side as it's raining, and I think Thuram's there, who they may need to come to bring on if they can't find that goal. Benali says Bulls goal. And Heat Life is asking who will win. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Monchengladbach. I'm not going to say who the goal scorers are going to be though. But in terms of what we're seeing, Monchengladbach look the team to beat out the two. But Cologne, they surprised Monchengladbach at the beginning of that first half, but they've been very quiet since. Possession at the moment, 61% for Monchengladbach against Cologne's 39%. Heat Lifers just said they better win if they do, because if they do win, he wins 3k, 3,000. Nice. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, mate. Monchengladbach have the ball on the halfway line at the moment, so we've got £3,000 on the line. Monchengladbach have to win now. Someone tell the manager, tell them to get themselves going and find that second goal. Here they come now. Ball through. Oh, and the shot is blocked. It's going to be a corner for Monchengladbach, and I think Heat Life, they've heard you, they've heard me, they've heard us both, and they've got themselves a corner. They now know that there's a fan out there who needs them to win tonight. Oh, he says he needs to pay rent, don't we all? But 3,000, I hope it's not that much your rent. I hope it's not a mansion. Here comes the corner. Oh, only headed away, and a volleyed effort. Oh, no, takes a shot, and it's straight to the goalkeeper. No real power behind it. The goalkeeper stretched for it. Probably would have just gone out of play, but goalkeeper wasn't sure, and he's taken it very quickly. He's kicked it out of his hands, and it's gone deep into Monchengladbach's half. Cologne putting some real pressure. Oh dear, they've intercepted, and it's straight through Sommer, and Cologne have scored. It's 2-1, and they're back in the lead. 9 minutes into the second half. It was a mistake from the defence of Monchengladbach. They intercepted deep into Monchengladbach's half, and then they found the back of the net, and they take the lead again. Cologne, Monchengladbach 1. Cologne 2, and just as we were talking, I know he's just said no, says Heat Life, and Benali has just gone no. Everybody is upset right now because Cologne are 2-1 up, but it's only been 55 minutes. They just need to get a goal back, Monchengladbach, and then hopefully they can turn it around. Cologne 2, 1 up. And I think the manager looks very thrilled with that. And now even Quattri, Wengenhout has just said no. I don't think anyone was expecting Cologne to do this well. And I think it's Alves again who has scored. So if that is the case, he's already scored 2 goals tonight. And he is the club's top goal scorer this season. So what a play he's been. But it was given to him on a play, intercepted. And there he was, one-on-one with the keeper. It was never, I mean, from the angle, it was out of nowhere. Monchengladbach go for it. Oh, nearly. Cross comes in. They didn't get it to the man they wanted, but it's now forced Cologne to give away a corner. Come on. Come on, Monchengladbach. Need a goal back here. Corner comes in. It's only cleared away. No threat from that one. And now Jesus Reyes has just gone no as well. Everyone just doesn't want Cologne to win. Oh, we've now reached 338 subscribers. Thank you, whoever subscribed. We are hoping to reach. Oh, Monchengladbach looking for that equaliser. Cross comes in. No one got there at the end, but Monchengladbach straight away on the front line, which is a good response from Marco Rose's men. They've got time on their side to turn it around. There's £3,000. We have an Aussie who needs £3,000 so he can pay his rent. I'd like to know how much he put on the bet. I hope it wasn't too much. We just need 2 more subscribers to reach 340. And they're just replaying the goal for Cologne. It really was just great pressure on the back foot, in all fairness to Cologne. Not many teams do that, and that's what you get rewarded if you just keep going. And it looks as though there's going to be a Monchengladbach substitute. Ashton says 3k gone. No, don't count it out yet. Monchengladbach have done this before. It's not over yet, they just need a goal. Ashton says 3k gone, as he just mentioned. Heat Life for saying I put 15 on a multi, which means I needed 11 teams to win that I picked, and they're the last one. It's always the last game, isn't it? Whenever you do an accumulator, it's always the last game. The amount of times I've had friends who have had 5 or 6 games, no matter what, it's always the last game that disappoints them. Some people always say, I don't know if this will help you, but someone's told me once, it's always best to just bet on all the same games that are on at the same time, so like the 3 o'clock kickoffs or the 2:30 kickoffs. Just because it, I don't know why, I think it's just, if you get them all right, at least it's all at the same time. Like with this game, it's late and it's, you know, it's one of those, isn't it? But I don't know. I've never won, so maybe you shouldn't listen to me. Jamie's betting tips. like I say, it's not over yet. There's half an hour to be played because we've reached the hour mark. But just as I say that, here come Cologne on the attack again. And they go for goal, and Sommer's just made a big save, and it was a shot from Duda. He was approaching the bottom left corner of the net, and Sommer got down to it and made the save. Stays at 2-1 for Cologne. That was a big moment, not just for Monchengladbach, but for our mate Heatlifer. Wow, look at that actually. Heatlifer's just said, my brother won 1 week ago for £9.5 thousand. Wow, off £20. That is amazing. How many games was it? Did he bet on 5, 6, 9? How many was it? Torquiso's has just put the emojis in his message to say pretty much the colours of FC Cologne, and of course they are winning. They are winning at the moment, and it's a good 3 points if they can get it. At the moment, I think they've got themselves a free kick, Cologne. "16 matches over 3 days, wow. And he got all 16 matches correct. That's mad. That's absolutely crazy. To do that, like, what are the chances of that happening? It's worth the go, though, isn't it? It really is worth the go if you could get it right. I mean, I've tried to do it with 5 matches, and I can't even do it with 5 games. So to do it in 16, it really is it is an amazing achievement to get all of them correct. I bet for the betting company, that's a kick in the teeth. They don't expect anyone to win that. Heatlife is saying he's got 4 kids, so he needs the money. Absolutely, absolutely. Who do you support, Heatlife? Is it any of these German teams, or do you support a team back in the A-League? Meanwhile, Monchengladbach, they get the ball in the box, only to be headed away. They'll have another go. There was a strike from Stindl, I think. Oh no, it's from Plea, and it was a shot on target. It was a simple enough save, though, for Horn for Cologne. Cologne on the back foot again. They're playing it further out, it looks like. They're stretching themselves out. And I'll say this now, Cologne are definitely not here to park the bus. They're going to try and go for a third goal, I think. And, you know, you don't blame them. There's plenty of football left to be played. But if anyone watched the Dortmund-Freiburg game earlier, which Dortmund lost 2-1 away from home, it was sulphing. Freiburg won the back foot throughout the whole second half once they made it 2-0. And luckily, I mean, thank goodness for them, they did get the win. Or the cross comes across. No one there for Monchengladbach. Again, in the air, Monchengladbach don't have that presence at the moment. They keep bringing the crosses in, but it's ended up being no good. They need to find a different approach, I think, the hosts. Meanwhile, Cologne have a free kick. And just confirmation that Alves did score. So that's 2 goals tonight for him. And it's starting to snow, it looks like, in Monchengladbach, which in yesterday's watch along with Seb True, there was snow there. Do subscribe, folks, if you haven't already. Do give us a subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. We're hoping to get to 340 subscribers by the end of this stream. We're just 2 away. We just need at least 2 of you to subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to give this stream a like. Well, Cologne still have this free kick to be taken. The snow, it's making me feel cold just sitting here seeing the snow come in. I'm even going to put my zip up just to make myself a little bit warmer, which in England we're expecting snow overnight, I think. So it could be a very cold one tomorrow in England, and it looks as though we might be getting the snow from Germany. Here come Monchengladbach then. The cross comes in, just need a header on it, no one again. And I think it's offside anyway, so it doesn't matter. It'll be a free kick for Cologne. Let's read some of your comments. Thanks to Ashton, who says, I'll make it 340 subscribers. Would be really good if you could. Jesus Reyes, Al Paressa Padimi Aparesti. Not sure what that means, but if you do know, let me know. Nadia says, Alan Monchengladbach. Yes, come on, Monchengladbach. We need to get 2 goals here. There's there's an Aussie who's watching this who's got £3,000 on the line if they win. He needs £3,000. He needs to pay his rent. Heat Life has responded and says, I follow a team from every league. Liverpool, Real Madrid, Lille, Atalanta and Dortmund. How do you feel about the Dortmund defeat, mate? Not a good result, was it, for them earlier? Another defeat this season in the Bundesliga. Samuel Jr. says, Dequam. Sprechen C Fussball says, yeah, there was mad snow during the Bayern game. Absolutely. There's some great pictures from some of the photographers who were at the game last night. And some great shots of the Olympic Stadium. Such a shame it was an empty stadium, but that's the way it is, isn't it, with COVID around. Heat Life says the Bayern game was on ice. It definitely was. It definitely was. Bromedine Kouani says, alias Monchengladbach, rest in peace Borussia, though, says Franz Presserin. Today, I mean just today, okay. I hope not. Continue turning it around, they've got a chance here. Ball comes in, oh no! Marcus Thuram's, oh, it's saved. Oh, it wouldn't have counted anyway, it was offside. Oh, Marcus Thuram, he's such a good player. He's offside, definitely. The ball coming in from outside the box. We're 2 minutes away from reaching the 70th mark. Heat Lifer says, damn, come on, get that second goal and get this game back. Some of my friends have called Borussia Monchengladbach sometimes Borussia Monchengladbach come back. Come back. Who knows? If you have just tuned in, do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport if you're enjoying the stream and give us a like. Always appreciated. We're hoping to get to 340 subscribers. Franz Prezerin has said, come back, yes or no? I'm going to say Borussia Monchengladbach come back. Yes. Yes. Why not? They did it before against bigger teams and tougher teams in the last few weeks. They know they can do it this time, but time is, 20 minutes to go. They're there, they've got the possession, they've got the chances, but it's when they're trying to play in the air, Monchengladbach, and I think Cologne will be happy to play that all night long because they've got the man marking absolutely spot on. And now here come Cologne. They could try and break free. Sommer does well though. Duda's forward ball, and Sommer had to come out of his box to just boot the ball out for a throw-in. Bit of a moment there from Monchengladbach where they've got so many men up front They have to be careful what's going on in the back. Cologne have the throw in. They've got another throw in a few yards closer to the target. Remember to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. Do click the subscribe button. And Hussein Rektiti has said 3-2. Fingers crossed for our mate Heat Lover, who's trying to make sure he gets £3 out of his bet. He's won every game today in his accumulator, but this is the one he needs to get right. And he said Monchengladbach to win, which is just unfortunate if they don't. Here they come now, Monchengladbach, oh, ball through. Red again. The Cologne defence have done a good job so far tonight. And here they come again, Cologne. They're trying to go on the counter, and they're doing it very well. They've got it in just outside the box. Ball comes across. He's got to go for a shot on goal. It's a shot block instead. Passes it over to his man on the left, and his shot is blocked as well. And the last kick there was from Jacobs. It's going to be a throw-in for Cologne. But while that happens, Monchengladbach are going to have another substitution. 18 minutes left on the clock. And it's Bensebaini who's come on for Wendt. And Bensebaini, whether you love him or you hate him, he does score goals for Monchengladbach. So maybe this is the way to do it. And Hussein Rektati has said, let's hope so, 3-2, 100%. Let's hope so, Hussein. My fingers and toes are crossed. I can't show you my toes, but they're definitely crossed. For a 3-2 win for Monchengladbach. And if you haven't yet, do give us a subscribe. We're hoping to reach 340 by the end of this stream. We're on to 339, yes! We just need one more now, folks. One more subscriber at least, just to get to 340. And I do have the Monchengladbach goal song ready if they score, so I will go bonkers. Come on, they need another goal. Oh, it's on the back line. Oh, it's a free kick for Monchengladbach. 17 minutes, come on. The time is there, they've just got to get a goal. And then put Cologne under pressure and get that winner. Oh yes, goal. What, has there been a goal? No. Oh, crossed in. Again. Every time Monchengladbach cross it in, they don't win it. They don't win the ball. They need to do better. They need to think of something else, because if they do that all match long, they may be disappointed because it's not working out for them. Here they come again. It's now to the right wing, which they've done a lot in this game. The cross is made, it's blocked, but they've still got the ball. It's now with Lainer to Ginter. It's gone across the field to Hofmann. Neuhaus, who scored the only goal so far this evening for Monchengladbach. Cross comes in. No one there again. It's Cologne I don't think crosses are going to work. Every time Cologne have a cross against them, they deal with it. And they've got themselves a free kick, Cologne, and it's a yellow card. I think it's for Neuhaus, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a late challenge, and it's no doubt a free kick and a yellow card. Damn. Heat Life has just said stop the crosses. Yes, stop the crosses, it's not working. Cologne have literally got that all covered. We've now reached 340. Hooray! Well done. Thank you very much. 340 subscribers, fantastic. Thanks to Kazia Moses, who subscribed about 2 minutes ago. Heat Life has just said, rest in peace, I'm homeless now. No, you're not. No, you're not. There's still 15 minutes to go yet. Come on, there's £3,000 on the line here, lads. Apparently some clubs do get all sorts of abuse messages and threats when they don't win, because they have a lot of people who bet on them to win, and if they don't, they get a lot of bad messages. Obviously, that's the internet world for you. Meanwhile, Cologne just need a third goal just to wrap up this game. Bermudine Kouani says, go, 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 Monchengladbach. Heat Lifer says, I need a draw or win. Oh, I thought you needed a win. What happens if you get a draw? Is it 3k or is it less? Heat Life says, that's just stupid. How is it their fault? Exactly. The team aren't there for people to win money. I'm sure they tried. Oh, Kazuya Moses says, you're welcome. Much love from Africa in Zambia. Hope you're well in Zambia. Who's your favourite team, Kazuya Moses? Franz Pearson says, not today, guys. Oh, Franz, come on. Don't. Oh, so Heat Life has double checked. It needs to be a win or a draw. So really, just, oh, mate. Imagine if it's a last minute winner. Oh, I'll go crazy. And I haven't got any money. On the bet, anyway. I'm not homeless. That's. Well, I'm living in my parents' house, so technically I am. Oh, we're now at 341 subscribers. Thank you very much. Whoever that 341st subscriber was, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Oh, Cassie Moses is a Dortmund fan. Yep, you lost today, didn't you? What happened there? I watched it. Did you watch it? Because Freiburg, those two, that second goal, let me know, because that Freiburg goal, the second one, should have been saved. And Hitz will, well, he certainly felt that one. He knew he should have saved it from his body language. Oh, and Mönchengladbach, surely, no, he's miskicked it. Oh, Stindl, the captain's miskicked it. It was perfect. It was in the box for him, no one on him, and he just had to get it right. It came straight to him from a cross, low ball cross, surprisingly. He got the ball down and he just miskicked it. One touch, and then the second touch was terrible, and it just goes over the bar. Cologne know that they should have, it could have been 2-2 there. Heat Life as well has just gone, no! It's just not happening, mate. They just don't want to score. Oh, come on. And here they come again. Oh, shot deflected, but it's a corner, Heat. It's a corner for Mönchengladbach. It's going to be taken on the far side. And the Cologne goalkeeper, who is their captain, he looks a little bit nervous. He's just hoping that he doesn't concede anymore. Was it offside, though? Oh, it is offside. It's not a corner. Apologies. So that's more time wasted. So it's instead a goal kick for Cologne. There's pretty much 11 minutes to go. A lot of people putting in their score lines of what they think the game's going to be. SL Becker said 3-2. Franz Pearson is going with 2-1. SL Becker said 3-2 again. Just a reminder, it's 3-2. Well, it's 2-1 at the moment. They've got 11 minutes to make it 3-2. They've got to get a goal now. Cologne, though, have defended really well in the second half. Especially when Mönchengladbach have done the crosses. They've read it every time. They've got a throw-in at the moment, Cologne. I've completely forgotten that there's other games going on, isn't there, in Europe and in the football world. It's still goalless between Fulham and West Ham, and they've got 9 minutes left, which I'm glad that we didn't watch that game. And it's going to be a yellow card for Cologne just before we have this throw-in. I'm not sure what it was for. I think it's for time wasting. So it's the player that's supposed to be taking the throw-in, Emezibu or something like that, I think his name is Emezibu, who I think it is for time wasting before taking the throw-in, but yet he still gets to take the throw-in, which surely it should have been a free kick if it's a foul. Cassia Moses says, I put my money on Gladbach, please score. That'll be music to my ears. But for a Dortmund fan, do you want Mönchengladbach to get anything? Because I mean, if they somehow win this game, they go above Dortmund in the league. Anyway, it's a shot from Duda and it's blocked. And now Mönchengladbach have intercepted and they're going on the attack from the left wing. It's with Thuram, probably their most dangerous player up front. Oh, and he's lost the ball. Oh, he's lost it cheaply. That was poor. Actually, just as we say that, Cologne have intercepted, but their man that got a yellow card for wasting a throw-in, well, sorry, wasting time for a throw-in, he's currently injured, so the game has been paused. Oh no. Young G has said you're going to lose the bet because of Gladbach. Franz Pearson said me too. Franz Pearson has said Gladbach, one of the best European clubs, but they are losing now with fucking Cologne. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. I was hoping that it'd be a simple win, to be honest. That's football, though, isn't it? You can't predict it. Well, the Cologne player is going to limp off. I don't know if he's going to be able to continue. I must admit, I'm really holding on to try and not go to the toilet. Well, the substitution has been made and Schmitz has gone on for the injured Imesbui. I think I've probably pronounced that completely wrong. So we're at 341 subscribers. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, and Mönchengladbach on the back foot. I've just kept away from them, from Alves. I think Alves is still on. If you're wondering what the lineups are, the lineups are in the description below. I haven't updated them though with the substitutions. Here they come again from the right wing. Again a cross, but this time it's deflected and it's going to be a corner for Mönchengladbach. The corner looked awful anyway, but luckily it came off a Cologne player before he even reached the box. 7 minutes left. They could just do with a goal now and then it makes it very interesting the rest of the game. Here comes the corner. Header no good. And now a shot. It's blocked. And it was Neuhaus with the shot, I think. They've got it in possession still. They're still in Cologne's half. Right hand side. Ball comes in. Header. No, again, crosses just ain't working, man. Bensebaini, I think, has been penalised, and it's going to be a free kick for Cologne, which just wastes more time against Mönchengladbach. It's not on their side anymore, the time. Heat Life has said, it's okay, I'll just sell my ACL to Van Dijk. He does need one. I think Van Dijk's pretty much out for the rest of the season. He's back in training from what I've been reading, but that's just the start of his recovery. I should stop drinking water. I really need the toilet, but I can't go to the toilet because I'm going to miss it. Maybe if I went to the toilet, Mönchengladbach would score. Here come Cologne with the free kick. It's gone into the box. No one there. Oh, they've got themselves a corner, actually. It's going to be a corner. Oh, and there's a bit of a clash going on between, I think, Neuhaus and one of the Cologne players. Well, they've got to get their heads settled, both teams of players, because they've got a corner coming up. Exactly, Cassia Moses has just pretty much said, what's with Gladbach and crosses? They are not working. Yeah. The crosses definitely aren't working. The Cologne have dealt with that all match long. Here comes a cross in from Cologne in a corner, which goes to no one. Comes to naught. And here come Monchengladbach trying to go on the counter-attack. Oh, they nearly got the through ball to the last man. It didn't work out, but they've got a free kick just inside their own half, and it's a yellow card for the Cologne midfielder. He actually didn't touch him. I think the referee thought he got him on the studs or something. He never touched him. And it is Alves, the man who's got the 2 goals, the man of the match, potentially, for tonight. There's the cross in again for, but it's why every time the crosses are abysmal. They can't deal with it. Come on, Monchengladbach. 4 minutes to go. Oh, they're trying to go through the middle now. It's gone out the right wing. Another cross. Yeah, yeah. Again, no one. Just they need to try something else, because Cologne are just going to say thank you very much each time they do that. It's on the right wing now for Monchengladbach. It's with Stindl. Neuhaus chips the ball forward in the air again. I don't know what they're trying to do. Oh, they're doing it again. I mean, I'm sorry, but like, it's the same approach. It's just it's so predictable as well for defence. For a team that's been 2-1 down for a lot in this game, for a long time in the second half, they don't know how to deal with it after the fact that they are a team that could beat Dortmund and Bayern Munich, but they can't beat FC Cologne. Come on. Someone's saying 2-2 in the live chat page. Who's that? Alatap. I mean, let's hope. Oh no, Heat Life is saying he's going to bed. He says have a good night. No, you may as well stay on now. There's 2 minutes left. Come on, they've got a free kick here. Don't go just yet. You can go if they don't score this free kick. But it's a typical, it's near the corner flag on the far side. It's going to be crossed in. And the way they've been playing Monchengladbach, they won't score. And it's just headed away again. It's just been so predictable. Again, there's no one there in the box to even lift the ball to. So what's the point? Hang on, they've got momentum here though. They've still got the ball. Cross blocked again. I can't tell you how many times I've said that. Here it comes, cross in, straight to the hands keeper. Literally about to reach the last minute before the 90, and Marco Rose is watching on in the snow, standing still in the dugout. Which for him, it's a bad result. And it's been really bad. Oh no, Kotri Vekit has said, I just lost my money, I want to cry. I would as well if that happened to me. There's still 30 seconds though, it can't be over just yet, surely. Heat Life has said there's at least 44 crosses. You're telling me? I think that's generous. I'm sure it was more than. I'm sure it was double that in '88. Here they come again, though. Monchengladbach. They're going to keep going till the final whistle. That's for sure. Have they got a free kick? Oh, where's the ball? Well, the goalkeeper's got it of Horn, but the referee has not given a free kick. I thought it was. Looked like a late challenge on. Was it Stindl? I think it was. That's a free kick. How's that not a free kick? The referee's done a terrible decision there. How much of added time? I haven't. The fourth official. I've not seen it. Five minutes of added time. They can still do this. Come on. Just at least get a draw, just for Heat Lifers' sake. They're still going here. Oh, the corner. Oh, cross comes in. Bensebaini's shot is blocked. You know what? I'm glad he took a shot, because if he had crossed that in or whatever, it would have done nothing. So 1 minute has gone. And here we go. Ah, oh, headed down from Lainer, and it's gone to no one. Ah, oh, come on. It's back with Sommer back in his own half. Every Cologne plays in their own half, as you'd expect. And it's a free kick for Cologne. And I'll say this now for Monchengladbach. They've really wasted their momentum tonight. They could have actually turned it around. They had the possession all match long, but well, Cologne have got a double substitution, and it looks as though they're doing it just to kill time, but actually one of their players out on the pitch is injured, or he's got a cramp, so I think they may just take him off. This of course adds a few seconds, I'm sure, to the stoppage time. Heat Life has said it's good night, mate. It's 6:30 AM. Yeah, actually, in all fairness, mate, go to bed. Oh, I hope you don't. I hope you get some sleep while the substitutions are being made, and it's Horn coming on. Not their goalkeeper, the other Horn. I was going to say, he won't take that goalkeeper off now. There's 2 minutes still left of stoppage time. So Horn, the goalkeeper, has just taken the free kick. Oh, good win there by Monchengladbach in the midfield. So now, it was a good win there from Plea, just to get the momentum going. They've got not much time left. What can they do? Oh dear, it's a cheap kick forward. It's just intercepted. Oh, surely that's offside. Is that not offside? Oh yeah, it's offside. Monchengladbach have a free kick. No, Heat Life's just cashed out the bet for £8. Oh no. Oh, I hope they don't. No, I don't know what to think now. What if they score? That's going to make it feel even worse. The ball has just come into the box. Oh, oh, Cologne have headed it away. And it was deep in their own box as well. It could have gone anywhere. I think it's a throw-in for Cologne. That might just be it, actually. There's about 50 seconds left of the stoppage time. And Sommer takes the kick deep into Monchengladbach's half. Thuram, no, again. I'll take my hands. I'll put my hands up for Cologne. They've defended incredibly well. Oh, and now there seems to be a yellow card there from the referee on one of the Monchengladbach players. It might have been for a late challenge before that attack. And if that is the case, it should be a free kick for Cologne, and that could be it, actually. Yeah, it looks as though it will be. So that could be it. Yeah, Heat Life's just saying, out the window. Well, don't worry. I think it's over, mate. I don't think they're going to get it. It was Ginter who got the yellow card at the end. And there's the full-time whistle. And Cologne hold on to win at Borussia Park. It's ended 2-1 thanks to Alves, their top goal scorer this season. He gets 2 more for the tally. And Monchengladbach have lost at home to FC Koln, and that's a big opportunity wasted for the home team, because they could have gone above Dortmund after their defeat earlier today against Freiburg. And the Cologne lot are celebrating like they've won the league. They are jumping up and down. It's a big win for Cologne in this derby. That means they get the what's it called? The bragging rights. Marco Rose, the Borussia manager, is just talking to the referees at full time. Clearly not happy with a couple of things there, but either way he has lost. And the Cologne players, oh hang on, the Cologne players, what are they doing? They're going to the corner flag, and I think they're going to do what they normally do at Monchengladbach games when they've won a game, which is to put their shirt over the flag. Oh, that really is just a assault on the runes there from Cologne. It's quite funny. They are going absolutely berserk over the win. It's a big win for Cologne. What a win that is. 2-1 they win. And you know, they took the lead very early on in the first half, and then it was just a few minutes later that Neuhaus turned it around. Well, I say turn it around, got the equaliser. And wow, what a game. What a game. It was no one expected Cologne to win that. Not when, as we mentioned, the previous few wins at home for Monchengladbach, Marco Rose walks into the tunnel absolutely gutted. We have reached 341 subscribers. We're about to wrap up here, but let us know your thoughts in the live chat page. What did you think of that at the end? Don't forget to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. Give this video a like. And we really appreciate your company this evening, and thank you all for taking part. Young G said just before the game had finished, bro, just shout goal. I really wanted to, man. I had the Monchengladbach goal song ready on my phone to play out if it went in, but sadly we weren't there to see it. And also Heat Life has said earlier on that 5 minutes for 55 crosses. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Casio Moses says, my ticket, with a sad face. And then Young G said, bro, I won all the 6 games to lost this one. Ah, Young G, I'm absolutely gutted, man. Absolutely gutted. And Casio Moses again says, I had 4 teams, bro. And then he came back and said, how, Gladbach, how? And Young G has put in some angry emojis in his message as well. I'm gutted, I'm frustrated. But my other team playing about 30 minutes time against Everton, which is Man United versus Everton, and I really hope he scores. Who scores? I really hope United win, because that will at least help me get over this result. So we're back. We're going to wrap up. So Borussia Monchengladbach 1, FC Cologne 2 in the Bundesliga this evening. We'll just quickly go through the Bundesliga table if I can get that up. I'll just need to. Oh, come on. Yeah, so Bayern Munich, nothing changes up there. They are top of the league, 48 points, 7 clear of RB Leipzig after Leipzig won their game today away at Schalke, 3-0. 3 goals, 3 points for them. Wolfsburg, 38 points, they're 3 points behind Leipzig, and going down to where Monchengladbach are, they are going to stay 7th, but they are level on points for Dortmund because of Dortmund losing today. So nothing's really changed there. They've just missed out on going past Frankfurt and Dortmund, and let's not forget Frankfurt have a game in hand over Dortmund and Monchengladbach, and what a win that would be for Frankfurt tomorrow if they can beat Hoffenheim. They would go 4 points clear. No, yeah, sorry, 4 points clear of Dortmund and Monchengladbach after 20 games, and they would actually go above Bayer Leverkusen, so they would end up in 4th. So it's a big game for Frankfurt tomorrow. For Cologne, with their win, they're on to 21 points, and that means they're now 4 clear of Hertha Berlin and Bayer Leverkusen, who are in the relegation area. So that is a big win for Cologne. To go away from home and beat Monchengladbach and win the derby when they needed it, that is a big win. So that is the table, and Schalke rock bottom with 8 points after their what looks to be their 14th defeat of the season so far. So anyway, that comes to the end of our live watch along. Borussia Monchengladbach 1, FC Cologne 2. Alvis is still alive. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you very soon.